Order member's time has expired. I call the member for Robertson.
Thank you, Mr Deputy Speaker. I'm pleased to say that there's been a breakthrough for people in my electorate of Robertson on the New South Wales Central Coast, who up until now have been finding it difficult to find a local family doctor. In many suburbs like Erina, Avoca Beach, Greenpoint and Kilcare, people who have been sick have called up their local GP only to be told that the books are closed. One mother I spoke to hadn't been able to get her foster son in to see her local family GP for several years because the books had been closed for so long. It's why the issue of fighting to address doctor shortages was one of the commitments I took to the last election, along, of course, with our positive growth plan for the Central Coast. We pledged to look into the unique circumstances facing the Central Coast in attracting doctors. We accepted that more needed to be done. And I'm pleased to say, Mr Deputy Speaker, that this government has listened. I'd like to commend the Assistant Minister for Health, Fiona Nash, who has driven this reform process, and also the Minister for Health, Susan Lee, who joined me on the Central Coast last week to personally hear from doctors and to deliver this news. Many doctors have expressed to me that it's difficult to attract and to retain GPs onto the Central Coast, particularly in my electorate, so that GPs could be adequately resourced to take care of our community. Part of the reason is the outdated District of Workforce Shortage, or DWS system. Simply put, the DWS system was out of date and was using data from 2004. This was an issue of concern for GPs in my electorate because so many suburbs in my electorate were not deemed to be a district of workplace shortage. In fact, one GP practice manager I spoke to told me he'd been trying to fill a place in his surgery for 5 years but hadn't been able to. Thanks to this government, these changes to the DWS calculations mean that from now on the most up-to-date data will be used to identify areas where there's a doctor shortage, which of course will make it easier to plan and to recruit doctors. We've got a rapidly growing population on the Central Coast. The cost and availability of doctors matters a great deal, particularly to people on low incomes, and I'm confident these changes will benefit our community. 26 suburbs in my electorate are newly eligible under this system, including Avoca Beach, Bensville, Copacabana, Daly's Point, Davistown, Empire Bay, Erina Heights, Greenpoint, Kilcare Heights, Kincumber South, McMaster's Beach, North Avoca, Pickett's Valley, Pretty Beach, Saratoga, St Hubert's Island, Terrigal, Yadalunga and Wagstaff. Mr Deputy Speaker, these changes mean that we are delivering on our commitment to improve the health outcomes for rural, remote and regional Australians through better access to medical services. It helps to fulfil an important election commitment to the people in my electorate, and I thank the government for their important advocacy in this regard.
I thank the member. The time